to TWF Xplosion, or Blow Up. I am Jonathan Coachman, here with E. Lois and with Corey Graves. And today on Xplosion, we're going to see the first time fight with Edward Collins, who is going to be wrestling the first time here in the TWF. Yeah, well, E. Lois said we're all familiar with Edward Collins during his time when he was doing Friday Night SmackDown and Impact and Xplosion, but you know, now these days he's going to be shifting over to becoming a fighter, a wrestler, if you will. E. Lois said, well, I want to see how he's going to do as a wrestler, how they do with a fighter. We all know how he is as a bloodsucker with a soul and all, Corey Graves says. He doesn't wrestle that well, but we're going to have to see how it works out. We won't have to have a stand anymore. That's a good thing. Ding ding ding. Well, the fight's underway, Jonathan Coachman said. And Edward Collins, who just started out, body slam, then a suplex on this wrestler here, or his fighter, whose name, a body slam, whose name we do not know, Jonathan Coachman said. Well, I'll tell you one thing, Corey Graves says. They say he's not Angel, he's not Spike, he's not Lou Stant, he's not Nick St. Jones, he's not Nick Knight, you know, he's not any of those cool bloodsuckers of soul. He's not Celine, he's not Sandy Blake, you know. He's not Count Nightwing. He's not Prince Koloff, and he truly is not Vlad Dracula. No, I guess he's not. And right now, Edward Collins taking care of the wrestler he's fighting right now in the ring. Jonathan Coachman said a clothesline. Well, how can that be a closed state? Well, Lois says Edward Collins is a bloodsucker with a soul. You know. Granted, he might not be one of the most liked bloodsuckers with a soul, but I happen to say he's a bloodsucker with a soul, and he's one of the followers of the Wanted Bonds of Good. And right now, Lois said he's taking care of his opponent, been wanting to run and wink here. Randy Orton has to fight the Fiend Bray Wyatt, and if Randy Orton wins, then he will meet Drew McIntyre or Roman Reigns. If not, then if the Fiend Bray Wyatt wins, he does not he does not go on to fight Drew McIntyre. Jonathan Coachman says. Well, how fair is that? Corey Graves says. How fair is that of Astronomer Corone to make that choosing? Oh, and he's hung up on the rope. It looks like this is over now. Edward Collins is saying this match is done, Lois said. Yeah, it is, Jonathan Coachman says. What's the name of that hold anyway? Corey Graves says. 1, 2, 3. Ding ding ding. Here is your winner, Edward Collins. Now, Edward Collins has now won. Edward Collins won his first fight. Edward Collins won his first fight as a wrestler, as a fighter here in the TWF, and that should be truly good to see, you know. You know. You know. And that'll be truly good to see that, Jonathan Coachman said. I think Edward Collins did a good job in his first fight here, or his first match here in the TWF. Well, yeah, that might be true, Lois says. That he did a good job in his first fight here. But only time will tell. But as of right now, I think he did I think he did do a good job in his first fight, Elois said. I don't know about that, Corey Graves says. I don't really know if he did was a good fight for his good, the first time for his good fight here. I don't know if he's going to hang with some of the tougher wrestlers and fighters here in the TWF, but I guess I'll have to give him thanks and say it was his first time, Corey Graves says. Well, it's all the time we got here for TWF Explosion or Blow Up. I am Jonathan Coachman. Well, there we go. I'm Jonathan Coachman for Elois and Corey Graves. We hope you liked Xplosion. And we'll see you tomorrow for Monday Night Raw.